Hello everyone, this is all for teaching. Charles Dickens is a most famous Victorian novelist, and being in a literary field, we just have to know about him. So in this video, we shall get to know about him in detail in short time. So let's start. So Charles Dickens, these are the crucial informations about him. His full name is Charles John Huffam Dickens, and he belonged to what I already said. He belonged to the Victorian era. He is the greatest novelist of Victorian era. Okay, so whenever we get to know about him, we just have to remember that he is a greatest novelist. Okay. When we say drama, Shakespeare comes to our mind, right? Likewise, when we say novel, he has to come to our mind. Charles Dickens, greatest novelist of which era? Victorian era. Okay. So 1812 to 1870, it is his lifetime. And after his life, he got buried at Poets' Corner, Westminster Abbey. He has written many beautiful works. Out of them, the Pickwick Papers, Oliver Twist, Nicholas Nickleby, Christmas Carol. It is not a novel, it is a novella. There is a difference between novel and novella. Novel is larger than novella. When compared to novel, it is shorter than novel. And David Copperfield, Bleak House, Little Dorrit, A Tale of Two Cities, Great Expectations are all his famous notable works. What else this man has went through? This man has seen poverty as well as the greatest fame ever a man could get. See here, his father was a government official, but when his father's debt grew, he became a he turned up in a debtor's prison. On those days, if somebody couldn't able to repay their debts, they have to go to debtor's prison. And they have to work for them. So when his fathers went to debtor's prison, his life turned upside down. At the age of 12, due to his family circumstances, he has to leave school. And he went to work in a place in order to support his family. But after some time, his mother was able to get some money to help them from her ancestor side. It relieved them of their debt. And at that time, Charles Dickens expected his mother to take him out from this treacherous work. But what happened? His mother didn't do so. That is why Charles Dickens grew a dissatisfaction about women's attitude. So some years after, he got a chance to study at Wellington's House Academy. But unfortunately, that play was too hard there. That Wellington's House Academy was a school which was way too much stricter than any other school. The teachers were too strict. He completely disliked the atmosphere. And you can see whatever the experience he got from his Wellington House Academy, he depicted all those ill experiences in his David Copperfield novels, Crackle's Establishment. So Charles Dickens has a habit of taking real life experiences to write. We can just tell his life inspired his novels. It was like that. I'll show you another example. So during 1830, he managed to fell into love. So he loved Maria Bednell, and that real life character Maria Bednell inspired his Dora in David Copperfield. And his wife Catherine, she was the inspiration for Miss Micawber. Again, it was from the David Copperfield. So as Miss Micawber resembled his wife, he portrays the character more positively. We can see a lot of examples like this. So our Charles Dickens, he got so much fame after his publication of Pickwick Papers in installments, and in the Pickwick Papers, the main character is Sam Weller. And one other characteristic is also remarkable in that work, that is a cliffhanger ending. Like to be continued, like that ending. So that is known as cliffhanger ending. So that got popularized with the publication of Pickwick Papers. So we have already seen A Christmas Carol, it's a popular novella, and his Oliver Twist and Great Expectations were the two works which were frequently adapted. Oliver Twist and Great Expectations are the frequently adapted work. Then comes his historical fiction, A Tale of Two Cities. It talks about the French Revolution and it is historical in sense, and that is about London and Paris. So whoever writes like Dickens, they will be called as Dickensian. So after he grew into fame, he started giving public speeches about his work. He gave public readings about his work, about his writing, until his very last old age. He gave public reading and he was very busy at his later life. He grew too much tired of this. So one of his public readings, he even said, "From these garish lights I vanish now forevermore," and stopped giving public reading thereafter. So after that, 3 months later, he died and got buried into Poets' Corner, Westminster Abbey. And now let us see about his most notable works. In 1833, he has published sketches, a writing for the monthly magazine and morning chronicles under a fake name, a pseudonym, Boss. All these sketches by Boss were collected and they was published in 1836, and they appeared as sketches by Boss. It was a success, and during the same year, during 1836, he wrote the Pickwick Papers in 20 installments, which was a blockbuster hit. See friends, this installment publication was so much popular at that time. It was so convenient that anyone could get a glimpse of novel reading. After 36, during 37 to 38, Oliver Twist appeared, and it was a story about an orphan boy's experience at the cruel world of London. And during 38 to 39, we have Nicholas Nickleby, and which again exposes the abusive nature of Yorkshire boarding school. And the Old Curiosity Shop was way too much popular. It sold out even 1 lakh copies. So it was just a story about Little Nell and his grandfather, mad grandfather. So in between, Barnaby Rudge and Morton Chuzzlewit got published, but those two works were not popular. So from his Dombey and Son, we could see his mature writing. And this important work, David Copperfield, got published during 1849 to 1850, and it has autobiographical elements in it. And we can see his In Bleak House was published during 1852 to 53, and it was a satire. His shortest book is Hard Times, and his most difficult novel is Little Dorrit. And his Tale of Two Cities, we have already seen, it was a historical novel and about French Revolution. And his Great Expectation speaks about corruption, and Our Mutual Friend was his last completed novel. And after that, one more novel is there, but that was not a complete work. Mystery of Edwin Drood was his final novel, but it is incomplete in nature. But his Our Mutual Friend is his last completed novel. Mystery of Edwin Drood is last incomplete novel. And during his novel writing, throughout his novel writing, Charles Dickens has contributed to magazines like Bentley Miscellany and Master Humphrey's Clock. So these are all the important points we have to know about Charles Dickens. I hope you have enjoyed this video. We shall see in our next video looking at another important author. So thank you. Bye-bye.